Hi friends! If you're visiting from another channel for our Beauty Bible collaboration, and if you're here to check out my picks from Funmi Fetto's palette, then please keep on watching. Hi, my name's Alicia. If it's your first time here, thank you so much for clicking on my video. And if you are returning, well, thank you for visiting me again. Kinky Sweat stands for my kinky hair and sweat life. I'm a fitness professional who loves things all movement and beauty. If you want to check out what I do in between the makeup, so head over to my Instagram. This is a collaboration featuring a palette by Funmi Fetto, the Beauty Bible for women of color. Today is June 19th, which is also known as Juneteenth, Freedom Day, and we thought to release this collaboration on this day to celebrate us, and especially with a book that talks about all the products in the beauty industry that Funmi has encountered that she feels are must-haves for women of color. In this collaboration, we have Vikeejeah, who I have featured here on my channel because I blame her for buying the Carolina Herrera. She's a luxury makeup lover. Not only does she have her review videos, but she loves to show her most recent luxury buys in her live videos, try-ons, and Vikeejeah has amazing recommendations, especially if you're new to the beauty space and if she is a shade match for you, because it is challenging in this day and time, especially with luxury foundations, to spend a pretty penny on them and not figure out what shade to get online. She's a great reference for you, and all-around amazing human. We got Mo from Mo Makeup More Beauty, who is also another luxury beauty lover. Reviews, try-on, she does whole collection reviews. I believe recently she did her Marc Jacobs collection. Beautiful all around, and she definitely has some killer luxury picks on her channel. And we have Chelsea from Glam Girl Chelsea, a great friend of mine and one who has amazing content on her channel. Multi-look videos, she started doing lives as well, and reviews, so definitely check her out. And of course, no other than Kelsey, our Kelsey Brianna J, KBJ Productions, makeup artist extraordinaire, and always dropping the best tips and advice for those, whether you are a pro or you're a beginner. She has invaluable information on her channel, and of course a very good friend of mine, and happy to do this collaboration with all these beautiful women, and I cannot wait to see their product picks in action. We picked 3 products from the book from Funmi's recommendations, and just to see how we use them, and also the perspective on how they cater to women of color, especially because as you probably know, there are some products that are limited in shade ranges, and maybe not only the shade range, but the shades themselves could be a little, the undertones could be a little iffy. That's all I'm saying. And if you don't know who Funmi Fetto is, Funmi is a former director for British Vogue, and she is currently contributing beauty editor and columnist there. She has 15 years of experience as a fashion and beauty journalist, and has worked and written for numerous publications, including Harper's Bazaar, Sunday Times, Guardian, Elle, and Vogue. Okay. So Funmi's been in the industry for a long time, and still being an editor, she has tried numerous products. It is a part of the job, right? Especially if you have a radar for products that specially cater for women of color and Black women, because skincare needs are different, shade needs are different. There are just different expectations when you're dealing with that skin tone spectrum. So I cannot wait to get into my picks, because there are so many in here. I had to like tab them up so I could find them easily. She goes into her must-haves from skincare through complexion, through cheek products, brows, eyeshadow, I mean everything. So my 3 picks from Funmi's book are the Charlotte Tilbury Eyes to Mesmerize. I was so happy she included this in her must-have. The Benefit Goof Proof Pencil, which fam, you know I have been using for years. I have a backup in the box because I cannot live without it. And of course, NARS blush. Now this is an Orgasm X. I used to get a lot of NARS back in the day when I first dove deeply into the makeup scene, and NARS has always been known to be OG for blush shades, especially because they had a wide range of shades and textures, from matte to satin with a little bit of sparkly. Orgasm was like the #1 selling blush for a very long time, and I would love to know what Funmi thinks about Orgasm X if she ever got her hands on it, because this shade far surpasses the original Orgasm, not only in shade but just in formula overall. Why don't we come in a little closer? That's enough. I have my base on mostly. I set under the eyes as well as the rest of my face, and all those products will be listed down below. Let's see what Funmi says about the Goof Proof Brow Pencil Gimme Brow. Oh, she also included the volumizing eyebrow gel, which I actually have, but I'll stick to the brow pencil primarily for this demo because that's pretty much what I always use anyway. You think getting a brow pencil from the high street or major brand, be it mass or prestige, would be pretty simple. I'm sent browns that are never quite deep and warm enough. And she had noted that the colors that she did receive were good if you wanted to sport, as she would say, gray brows. The shade. I'm sent an off black that gives me the aforementioned ashy brow. And then I get sent black. I mean, have you ever seen anyone who looks good with a jet black drawn in brow? It's a look. Not for everyone, but it's a look. One day, a bag of Benefit brow products appeared on my desk and I discovered the Goof Proof Brow Pencil, and angels started singing. As a silky, easy to use goof proof tip that never needs sharpening in a glide on formula. Yes, it makes getting precise brows really straightforward. Honestly, any fool could use it. I have to agree. I think this is a great product as well, friends. The best thing, of course, was the shade. It was spot on. A deep, rich brown with no gray undertones. It's called number 6. I have 3.5. And that's the trick to getting your brow product right with Benefit. So long as you know your number, you just choose any of their brow products within their range. And that is true. They have a huge range of brow products. They have the gel and the brow pencil that we're about to see in action. A thinner brow pencil that's more of a sketch. And also, I think, a brow palette powder. And again, these are all numbers. So if you're 3.5 in the pencil, you're 3.5 in the gel, you're 3.5 in the powder, you're 3.5 in the precisely. Okay. If you want fuller brows without the architecturally carved out finish, that is, you have no desire for Instagram brows, just a little shoot. Gimme Brow and Volumizing Brow Gel is a brilliant tinted gel that contains many pigmented microfibers which adhere to your brow hairs. The short brow brush needs no expertise, so in seconds you have tidy, glossier, thicker brows, which are natural looking and buildable. Funmi, I have to agree with everything you just said. And let me tell you, despite how many brow products I have seen on the market that I have seen as new must have, I never had a strong desire to change my brow product. And I have to agree, I think Benefit, especially with their brow products, now, while I understand Anastasia Beverly Hills started with brows, and I think they had quite the extensive range. Now, I don't know what their undertones are like. I could only assume, considering Funmi's role in the beauty industry, her being a beauty editor, at one point she must have tried Anastasia Beverly Hills. But perhaps, as she noted, maybe the undertones, when applied on her skin, were more ashy than brown. And that's something I also admire with the Benefit brow line shades, is that the browns are softer and they don't look as harsh. Now, I do agree, depending on your skin tone, if you are on the lighter part of the spectrum, if you have blonde hairs or what have you, then the ashier tones will look more natural on you. But the deeper the brown, it's helpful if it doesn't turn gray. And if someone with a deeper skin tone will wear that shade, the brow product will still look natural in their brows and on their skin. This is the tip that she's talking about. It doesn't need to be sharpened. It just is as it is, right? So it's a triangular shape. You dial it up, and on the other side you have the spoolie. I did try the Anastasia pencil back in the day, but I found that the spoolie always broke before I was finished with the brow pencil. And with that, I do think the Benefit brow is more sturdy in design. This definitely has not snapped off any of the pencils that I have used thus far. And again, the color just looks so natural in terms of it not being too dark, not being too ashy, and again, it is beyond easy to use. So I definitely have to agree with Funmi and all the details she dropped on the Goof Proof, because it's true, I've been using it for years and I don't plan to stop doing so. Now, interesting, on the next page she does mention the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow Pomade. I wonder if she found more success in the pomade shades than she did with the brow pencils. Up next, we have the Charlotte Tilbury Eyes Mesmerize Cream Shadow. There are tons of makeup artists with their own makeup line, but experience tells me that some of the most lauded makeup artists still have no idea what to do with darker skin tones. Now, this is funny that she says this, because many of you have expressed your disappointment in Charlotte Tilbury products, especially with her Film Star Bronze and Glow. In that medium bronzer was very limited, and even the darker bronzer still significantly significantly deeper than the shade in the light palette, but still not dark enough for many skin tones. But Funmi thinks that Charlotte is thinking about everyone. And so they create makeup lines and that consider darker skins as an afterthought, if at all. Lipsticks are not too problematic. The nude issue is ongoing, but everything else is a nightmare. The textures are all wrong, the pigment's non-existent, and good luck with trying to find your foundation shade. Charlotte Tilbury, however, is on a different level. She's one of the biggest makeup artists in the world, used to working on numerous skin tones, so her products generally work on darker skins. They also look good. I'm all about beauty products that are, yes, beautiful, exciting, and different, but for me, ease is the greatest thing. Why would you want to make your life harder? I don't know. Hence, I recommend Eyes to Mesmerize, which are incredible mini pots of perfection. The formula is a whipped up water-infused cream that is highly pigmented, great for hydration, and infused with vitamin E. It won't drag on your skin, and it is full poof. For a wash of color, use your fingertips to blend. For a more intense finish, use a brush. Choose from 8 pots, of which my personal faves are Star Gold and Mona Lisa. Well, guess what I have here for me? I have Mona Lisa and Star Gold as well. They melt into your skin like butter and feel as if they were made for your skin and mind, which I believe beauty founders is not too much to ask. Let me know what you think down below about that perspective, fam, because I think Funmi feels strongly about Charlotte in terms of her makeup line being inclusive in that respect. I'm not sure she said that at the time that she didn't have her film star bronze and glow. And I don't know what her Wonderlight foundation, how extensive that shade range was. But hey, she thinks Charlotte's doing it. Now, you have heard me speak about these Eyes to Mesmerize pots. I think they are one of the best cream products for eyes. I mean, Funmi is spot on in terms of being effortless, and it is whipped in texture. It's just so lightweight, and the shades in this range are just marvelously beautiful. I'm using my Wayne Goss 26S, his synthetic shadow brush, and just look at how the texture melts into the skin. And this could be your one and done product. And I turn the brush on its side and I whip the edges around. Isn't that just so pretty? I'm taking a little bit on the lower lash line just to complete the smoke. This is a unique color. It's like a mauve, but it's like a burgundy mauve. I don't usually use primer with these types of textures because I feel it's kind of like primer capabilities built into this. I'm assuming, but you know. But again, they're so easy to apply. And like she said, you could just take your finger, place it on the majority of the lid, but the formula is so feather light and easy to blend, you could just use your fingers to buff out the edges. You don't necessarily need a brush to make that blend happen. And you have time to work with it. It doesn't dry down super quickly, but it sets and it stays for a good portion of the day. And look, I'm done. I'm done. Just to add a little bit of dimension, why don't we go in with both her favorites? This is Star Gold, and I'll take the same brush, and since it's more of a gold hue, I'm gonna place this now on the inner part of my eye as a little bit of a highlight. And also that shade with Mona Lisa, I think just meshes beautifully together. Taking my Refer number 3 brush and placing more of Star Gold on the actual tear ducts. If you wanted to, you could apply another shadow on top just to kind of heighten it up, but that by itself is so pretty. It's just so simple, so effortless. Again, a really nice tone for everyday smoke that doesn't garner a lot of attention, but just enough like to be slightly provocative. Put some mascara on to complete the look. Lastly, we got our blush. NARS calls itself the ultimate authority in blush, and you know, I totally get it. NARS has a right to say that because there's no blusher, color, finish, or texture that you cannot find under its wing. Like I said before, Orgasm is the one that has amassed a global cult following. This is probably his most famous product and the one where grown-ups still can't help looking embarrassed when they say the word. It is a pinky gold shimmery powder with a silky finish that also comes in a liquid blush. Now, I struggle with liquid and cream blushes. Don't get me wrong, these are some of the best you can buy, and on lighter skins, yes, they work well, leaving a beautifully dewy pinkish shimmer. On darker skins, however, you would struggle to get a true representation of color. Taj Mahal. I know you know Taj Mahal. A shimmering burnt orange sibling in a powder would probably fare better, especially if you're going to wear a foundation. I would always recommend a powder blush over a cream or liquid one because regardless of which color you use, your blusher will end up brown. If you're darker skin and looking for a straightforward pink blush with no shimmer, bypass Orgasm. The gold flecks of shimmer can overwhelm the pink. I feel it is more effective as a highlighter. Good to know. A good matte option is Desire or Matahari, both beautiful pinks with incredible color payoff. If you prefer a deeper shade, Seduction is a exquisite burgundy matte with a soft sheen. I think Arouse is a newer shade as well, right fam? There's also Exhibit A deeply intense orange that lifts even the dullest of demeanors. Exhibit A is classic. You will only need a light sweep of this color so you don't have to be heavy-handed, otherwise you'll be mistaken for ambulance siren. This is Orgasm X. It's more coral and I think it's just smoother all around. People were raving about this color, had to have it. So with that said, Wayne Goss's Artist Large from his artist collection, taking some of that and just tapping right there. And it just instantly lifts the face. There is some shimmer, but it just buffs beautifully into the skin. It doesn't leave any grittiness or texture behind. And the radiance is just perfect. This is one of the best summer shades I feel. And with colors like these, I like to pull them slightly down because I think it mimics that true flush effect. Going in with Proper Beauty's Finesse, Mented Cosmetics Nude Liner. And here's a finished look with my picks from Funmi Fetto's palette. I hope this video gave you a glimpse into Funmi's perspective on beauty and recognizing her efforts in showcasing products that are better tailored for women of color. And good to see that I already had some of these picks in my collection alongside many others. And interesting also to know her take on a lot of these products and knowing more about them in terms of it could be more than just I like the color, I like the texture, but to really know about the product and what it delivers and the tips that she throws in there as well is really helpful and also just gets my product knowledge nerdiness like in the thousands. I can't wait to see what the squad did with their picks, and of course, as you know, I will put all their videos down below. Definitely give them a visit, subscribe to their channel. You will not be disappointed, and with all the new content now you have in your library, well, you're welcome so much. Let me know if you have Funmi Fetto's palette, if you have her recommendations, how long you've been using them, your standout favorites, and until then fam, that is a wrap. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this video helped, and if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and maybe consider subscribing to my channel. And until then, I'll see you in here again with another review, tutorial, beauty Bible book, get ready with me, or nightly live chit chats. Take care, and I will see you again soon.